Today we're talking about Kung Fu training's most basic stance. It's the horse stance. The idea is like you're riding on a horse with your feet wide and feet in the stirrups and knees around the horse. So it's like you're sitting on a horse. This is the most basic stance to build leg strength, of course, to build flexibility, to be able to get into this posture. But the most important thing about it is that it's forcing you to kind of overcome pain as it arises in the body. Basically, the idea of practicing a horse stance is sinking into the stance and maintaining that as your legs begin to burn, and you try to keep your nervous system calm so that you're not really buying into that pain. So beyond just like building the strength of your legs, this is kind of like the core exercise for Kung Fu because it makes you just stay stationary. You know that you might think of this as boring, but because you're having to deal with this pain, stay calm, but still stay low and grounded, you start to kind of override the fight or flight systems in the body, and you're learning to stay calm under pressure, which manifests itself in all sorts of aspects of your life. So the basics of the stance are just trying to open and sink through the groin right down into the middle. As you can see, we're opening up through the groin, we're dropping through the hips, and we're sinking into the feet. So if you haven't done the warm-ups yet, you want to get the thighs warmed up because this is what we're going to be dealing with mostly. So you can do up on your toes, do the 10 squats. Just to start getting your legs warmed up. And then we can circle our ankles, nice and slowly, big circles both directions. Feet. And then we can circle the thighs or the knees out. Start getting the hips opened up. And finally, if you want to, you can also come into a seated butterfly, which we do in the cool downs, just to start thinking about opening through the groin. That's really going to be the most important part about sinking into this horse stance. So bring your feet kind of wide, and as if your torso is just sliding down in the middle, sink straight down. You do not want to sink so that your butt sticks out. As you can see, my weight is actually forward, not into my feet. You flatten the lower back, stand up straight, tuck the chin into the throat, and now you can see, because I have a straight spine, the weight is starting to go into the hips and into the feet. So keeping our back straight, keeping our tailbone tucked under, keeping our chin tucked in, we sink straight down inside our stance. You want the knees more or less over the ankles. Think of a horse. Stirrups are out to the side. You don't ride a horse out in a triangle. Think of maybe you're on ice or you're in a soapy tub. If your feet are out in a triangle, clearly you're pushing weight out in that vector and you're going to slip. Horse stance, our weight is sinking straight into the floor. Straight down the knees, straight through the ankles, into the feet, connected solidly on the floor. The feet are even on the heel and the ball of the foot, so your weight isn't forward or back. You're trying to maintain even pressure in the feet. You can continue to try to sink down. Once you have your lower body set up, pushing the feet into the floor, you can either just relax the hands on the thighs. If you're just doing this kind of for a cool down or for the breathing practice or for like calming the nervous system practice. If you want to make it more intense for Kung Fu, think about pulling 2 fists into your side, opening up across the shoulder. We're not jerking the lower ribs forward. We're still keeping the back flat. We're just pulling the hands in, opening wide across the chest and upper shoulders, and keeping the arms strong. So now you can start activating muscles through the upper body if you want to add more of a workout to this. But the basic training is just for the legs. You want your body relaxed. So think of your upper body's weight melting into the hips. We're not trying to hold it up like we're top heavy. We want to drain all the energy out of the muscles in the upper body. Let that sink into the hips, and then let that sink into the ground. Belly is one of the most important places to relax if you're trying to do this in a relaxed way. If you're holding the belly in tight, it's like you're holding a bunch of your body's weight. Think of like holding like a 25-pound plate or something and strapping it onto your belly. When you're holding your belly in, sucking in your stomach, you're trapping gravity trying to pull down through your body. By relaxing the belly, opening the belly, that weight pours down into the feet where it belongs, into the ground. So once you start feeling your thighs heat up, that's kind of when the real practice begins. Think about breathing slowly, relaxing, letting the groin open up. You want this to hurt more. Your mind is going to be saying, come away from the pain, get out of the pain. So the first thing your mind is going to say is pop up, we need to get away. We're trying to override those processes. So you think, okay, I want more pain. So if you can tell yourself that, you'll begin letting your upper body start draining. You just tell yourself you can handle it. You're going to start feeling it in the thighs probably first. But think about letting it drain through the thighs and down, push the feet into the floor more. So rather than the thighs taking it all, think, okay, can I, from my thighs, push it down into the feet and take a little of the pressure off the thighs? If you can, then see if you can sink a little lower. Lower back is flat, tailbone's tucked under, belly is relaxed. And you're trying to push the feet into the ground. Once you're there, once you're able to maintain for a little while, we're going to think about your feet in the floor. Feel them press into the floor. And then come up. Feel your feet connect to your ankles. Feel your ankles connect into the calves and shins. Feel your calves connect into the knees. So now it's like I'm aware, from my foot to my knee, I'm aware, I'm keeping in my mind that whole part of the body. Then I add my thighs. Now I can feel, I'm trying to feel from my thighs to my feet. Begin to let this area spread and drop down through gravity as you build your awareness of it. Open the belly. Relax the chest. Pull the head back so that the weight of the head is sinking down the spine. And continue breathing. Okay, hopefully you're holding this along with me. Basically, you're going to try to build up to getting this 5 minutes a day. So if you really want to begin Kung Fu practice, rather than saying, oh, where's all the fancy stuff? Where's all the flying kicks? Where's all the weapons? Tell yourself, if I really want to get into the practice of Kung Fu, make this horse stance the primary part of your practice, and try to get to 5 minutes a day, holding, breathing, sinking lower and lower and lower, and maintaining, staying calm. All right, sink a little bit lower, almost to the end here. Remember, push into the feet, open through the groin to let yourself sink into the middle. Keep the knees over the feet. So knees are trying to push wide, groin is trying to open. All right, just about 15 more seconds. Sink a little bit lower. Open up the groin, sink into the feet. All right, gently come up. And then you'll want to shake that out. Thighs will probably be burning, so try to release that tension. Shake it out of the legs first. Let's make sure our shoulders are open. And then let's close out with a couple of breaths. Inhale up to the side. Exhale down the center. Feel inside your body, out to the hands. Feel your hands. Imagine you're pressing down, sink through your body, through the chest, through the solar plexus, into the belly. Connect the weight from the belly to the feet. One more time. This is calming, releasing, draining your energy back to where it belongs, which is in the dantian, the center. Thank you.